signed by 124,966 Americans. Obama's people sniffed and sent it to the Justice Department's pardon attorney for disposal. But now, with Donald J. Trump in the White House, there was fresh hope in our hearts as we absorbed the news reports that he was going to act on Memorial Day. My supporters and I were sure the president would not let us down. And that weekend was filled with excitement. But alas, it was not to be. At least not yet. Part 1. My first life. My family moved a lot when I was growing up in Texas and Oklahoma. During the years I was in school, the average length of time we stayed in the same place was 11 months. This meant that my brother and I were never able to settle into sports teams or clubs or anything that required a steady commitment. Our father was a successful and sought-after welder, and we moved wherever he could find the best jobs for his skills. My mom took care of finding suitable churches for us wherever we were living. Because of our nomadic lifestyle, my family had a decided lack of interest in civic affairs. I doubt if my mom or dad could name their congressman or governor. They might have known the president's name, but they probably did not know the names of their senators. They definitely didn't know the names of mayors and county commissioners. We didn't get involved with that kind of stuff because my family looked at that as rich people's responsibility. It's the job of people who are better than us to handle all that. Our job was to survive and feed our family. I remember reading about civics in school and thinking to myself, I'm just some poor kid, and my concern is making some money to buy the family a loaf of bread. I don't have the luxury to worry about who is going to be the president. I didn't plan on going into the military. I had always wanted to be a state trooper. State troopers were the most respectable people that you could run into in my world. Everybody loved them. Everybody was scared of them. Nobody wanted to get a ticket. Put simply, my family always had the utmost reverence for police officers. Back in a time when they all shined their boots or shoes. They had impeccably pressed uniforms and were the most professional people you would ever meet. We didn't interact with many military service members, but we had cops in our family, and we had a cop in our church, so I was exposed to them, and I liked them. People are influenced by media more than they like to admit. When I was young, I recall my siblings and I watching a movie where somebody was being held hostage. Dramatic music played as the criminals prepared to kill the guy. Then all of a sudden, police cars swarmed the building, and the cops burst through the door to save the hostage at the last second. Everyone in the room cheered. I took a lot of cues from that. The lesson was simple. Police protect people. I liked that. At one point during high school, I became a member of the Junior Police Explorers, and I loved it. If I could have become a cop at the age of 16, I would have done just that. We were living in a small town in Oklahoma when on April 19th, 1995, a terrorist blew up the federal building in Oklahoma City, killing 168 innocent men, women, and children. Over 500 others were injured in the blast. I was in the 4th grade, and Mrs. Bingham, our teacher, brought in a small television set so we could watch the coverage. We all wept at the horror unfolding before us. It was my first experience in trying to comprehend such profound evil. My great-grandmother, watching the news, had a severe stroke. For the rest of her life, she mumbled, "All those babies." But that devastating event was only a forerunner of what was to come. On September 11th, 2001, I was almost 17 years old and living in one of those endless suburbs of Dallas. I always needed to earn money and was fortunate that my high school had a work release program that allowed me to leave in the afternoon in order to get extra work hours. I had 3 jobs at the time. Monday through Friday, I'd leave school at 1:45 p.m. and drive to the Farmersville, Texaco, to clean the station as a maintenance worker. At 2:30 p.m., I'd change into a Tom Thumb uniform in the gas station bathroom and drive to the Tom Thumb...